My name is Donna Dees, and I am a pre-need specialist. And we are going to now cover a cremation with the body at the service. And this is when someone wants to be cremated. However, they want to have what would may be considered a traditional funeral service with their body at the service where they can be viewed, and then afterwards they will be cremated instead of going to the cemetery. So in this contract, we will cover everything, all of the services and the merchandise that is needed for a cremation with the body at the service. You already know how to fill all of this out. Same thing. Contract type is already filled in for you. And just as anytime you see these little boxes pop up, know that that's what you need to fill out. Make sure all of that is filled out, and then we'll send it on out. So now here we're going to get down to what's going to be different, because that top form is the same except for the type of service. And you know how to do all of this up here, so we're not going to go through that. But let's look at the numbers. That's the main piece that we need to look at. So this is a cremation with the body at the service. So what it is it's like a funeral service, but at the end, instead of that body going to the cemetery, it will go to the crematory. So there's some things that you still need. You still need the basic services of the funeral director and the staff. You still need to be embalmed. Please remember that if you're going to be viewed. There is a visitation. We're still going to keep that. And here's your memorial service. Again, remember that's whether it's at the church or at the chapel at the funeral home. We still got to be picked up. We have that there. Then we're going to keep that family in there. And of course, you're going to need a hearse to get the body back and forth to wherever it's going. And then we still need casketing and dressing as we go down here, because they still have to be dressed and hair and makeup and all that stuff done. And then here's what we're going to add to this is the cremation itself, the 1,500. So if you remember, if you think about it, all of these things here are the same things you will need for a traditional burial, all of this, but now we're going to keep that and we're going to add in the cremation. So maybe that's a way to remember. With the cremation with the body of the service, on the services, you still need everything that you would have for a complete funeral, but now what you're going to do is you're going to add that cremation in there. Please remember to do that because there is a cost for that. So now that's what we come up with for the total funeral home services right there, that 6,500. Now there's some merchandise that they will still need. Now, even though they are not being buried, they still need a casket because they're going to be viewed at the service and at the visitation. But they do not have to purchase a casket because they will not keep it. They will not be buried in it. They just need to rent one. So that rental price is right here of the 900. So that's in there. And remember too, if they're going to have this service with their body there, they must have a casket. There's no way to get around that. So now when we put those two together, we take our services, we add them to the merchandise, and this is 7,400 is what we come up with for the total guaranteed funeral price. Now there's still those things that they may need that we talked about on the complete funeral, those non-guaranteed cash advance items, flowers, programs, death certificates, maybe streaming, police escort, whatever it may be. We're going to put that 5,000 in there. We add those two together. This is what we come up with for the total price, funeral price for this cremation with the body at the service. And as you can see, I've already put the number in. You can take it out, and that 0.0141, that was the amount for Mr. Doe from his being 60 years old at 10 years. So we're just going to assume that's what he wants this time. Remember, you've got 3, 5, and 10, and you're going to always show those three. But this is what it is at 10. All right, so that's what it is for a cremation with the body at the service. And these are all the things that you will need. And just add them up and calculate them, and that's what you will come up with.